what's up, and welcome to How to Become a Terrible Person, the only podcast on the internet helping you become the best, worst person possible. I'm joined, as always, by my friend Ashley Footer. Search for her on all the social medias. I am at Pomo and Kitsch. We have a telephone number, 910.
Wait. I think I got it.
Okay, let's hear it.
910-557-2871.
There it is.
Did I get it?
Ashley got it. Woo! 910-557-2871. That is the telephone number. Shoot us a text. Give us your dilemmas, your problems, whatever you want us to mull over. And Ashley, we have one rule.
You already rang it for me. I'm excited.
I know.
I'm jazzed now. I can't believe I finally remember the phone number.
Regardless of whether we answer a question or not, we are going to ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
And Ashley, we should get right into question one this week.
I heard Grant say he was paranoid and worried about smelling bad. I have the same issue. How do I make my brain understand that I don't smell bad? I don't stink, but I can smell something that does stink.
That's funny. I was just thinking about this other day.
Okay.
And you know those girls that you just walk by in the hallway and they smell so good?
Yes.
How do you become one of those girls? Because I feel like I stink too.
I think it's...
I've never been one of those girls that you just walk by and you're like, oh my God, you smell so good. And it's like their lotion or their hair. I don't know, but I've never been one of those girls.
I think what you're talking about is having a signature smell or having a scent. I think
just don't know how you get that.
The people that have those smells are people who I think they just commit to one fragrance. So it's one of those things where they commit to it in a way where they apply it in a way that's generous but not too much.
There are some people, though, that I stand next to and they literally give me a headache because they smell so strong of whatever scent.
Mostly men do that.
Yeah.
The ladies don't over.
And it's also, like, I get so sensitive. Like, I am really sensitive to smells. Like, I can't wear most perfumes or lotions because they give me headaches.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and I'll sit, like, I went to the Sam Smith concert, and the lady that was sitting next to me, I literally had to take an ibuprofen because whatever perfume she was wearing was, like, triggering my something, and my body didn't like it, and I was, like, getting a headache. So it's like, I don't feel like I can ever be one of those people that smells good. I'm just sad.
Well, to address the issue of thinking you smell bad.
That stems from somewhere. Like, why do you think you smell bad? Has someone told you in the past, like, oh, did you forget to put on deodorant this morning? Because that will scar you, I feel.
I know a guy who, when he was 14 years old, he full on pooped his pants in school.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And
that's sad.
He had virtually no awareness.
Oh, no.
And I mean, obviously he knew, but I think he thought no one else knew. And I had a locker right next to this guy for some reason, because alphabetically it doesn't make sense. Because I'm thinking of his last name right now. He had an M last name, mine's an I, but for some reason we were next to each other.
Huh.
We were at a Catholic school, so he had to wear khaki pants, navy pants, white shirts, tucked in. And I remember he had to reach down to the bottom of his locker to grab a book while I was in my locker. And he bent down like this. So his shirt stretched out, and it was a white shirt, and it was just covered in shit.
That's so sad.
And yet it really was.
Especially when you're in high school, because, people are mean.
Yeah, this wasn't even high school. This was
mean.
8th grade.
Oh, my God.
Kids are even meaner in 7th and 8th grade than they are in high school. Because I think high school, you kind of learn about karma. I never made fun of this kid. I never talked shit about it, because that could be any of us any day of the week.
Right. Agreed.
But my paranoia and fear comes from that specifically.
See, I feel like there's always like a moment.
An origin.
Yeah. So something happened with this guy or girl that just makes you think you stink all the time now. And it's just a mindset.
Or do you ever get that thing where you get a smell? You smell you touch something and then you smell it.
Yes.
And then it like gets stuck in your nose.
Yes. For me, that's when I touch like a necklace and then my hands smell like metal the rest of the day and I cannot get it off of me.
Or this is another issue. If you're in the bathroom and you smell like
someone else's
super poop smell
stuff, yeah.
And then you feel like it kind of sticks with you.
Yeah.
And then you have remnants of smelling it all day.
I feel like this is not that bad of a problem to have though, because if you're paranoid all the time that you stink, you're going to probably carry around one of those little travel deodorants with you.
Sure.
Some cologne, some mouthwash, depending on what stench you're worried about. I don't think that's that bad of a problem because you're always going to smell good now because you're paranoid.
That is living in its own prison, though, I think.
Yeah, I can see
because
that. To always be like on edge when you're around people.
And
I guess that's
working in funeral homes for a long time and all these
what
things.
If you smell like death?
No, the chemicals that are used in the operation, like the embalming fluid, is really harsh on the nostrils, and it'll actually burn away the sense receptors in your nose.
Oh my God.
So a lot of funeral directors past a certain age have no sense of smell. And a lot of those funeral directors
that's horrible.
Smell bad because they don't realize.
Oh, because they can't smell
They can't smell.
Oh.
But at least our listener can smell.
Smell it.
That's a positive. If you're that worried and that paranoid, if you make a routine around your cleanliness, which I know this person's already clean,
right?
But make it specific. I'm going to, in this order, this order, this order. So then you know.
Then your mind knows.
Middle of the day, I showered,
stink.
I had deodorant, I had all these lotions, I have all these things, and I took care of it early.
So there's no way I stink.
Unless
you just ran like 12 miles.
Absolutely. So coming to some sort of peace of mind, I think is what we're trying to say.
Paranoid.
I have that too. I'm worried I smell like weed, but I don't smoke enough weed to smell like
right.
weed.
And I'm glad you're not one of those people that overcompensate and spray themselves with Axe. And it doesn't cut, like, you know when people smoke cigarettes and they come in and then they spray themselves with perfume? You're not covering up the smell. You're making it 10 times worse by making it flower cigarette smell.
The elevator's the place where that's the worst.
Oh, my God. And our
not
office,
even offices,
I feel
just,
like is bad about it. Like, I will walk in some days and take that elevator up, and I have to hold my breath the entire time because I'm like, this is awful.
Well, back in the day, everybody used to smoke in radio.
Remember when, like, I was just thinking about this. Remember in your childhood when you go out to eat and they had a smoking and non-smoking section?
Oh, yeah.
Like, kids these days don't even know that happened. And I was like, that was the worst. Like, it made me sick.
Our family dinner spot was this place called Casey's in Elkhart, Indiana. And it was this Italian steak house. And it wasn't, I don't even recall it being separated, smoking, non-smoking. It was,
you could smoke anywhere.
You could smoke wherever you wanted. And we had a back booth. And I remember sitting watching my dad smoke cigarettes and drink absolute martinis on ice with a twist. And he'd just sit there and then we'd have our meal and then the thought of eating
my food across from someone who's smoking a cigarette makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, that's just disgusting to me. And that's my least favorite part about going to Vegas.
Is the smell.
The smoke. It's everywhere. And I get sinus problems when I go. My nose is running. My throat hurts because the casinos are just so disgusting. And I get home and I'm like, I feel like death because I was just around.
And all you smell afterwards, even if it's not around,
it's in your hair.
Stale smoke.
I wore a leather jacket to Vegas last time because it was cold. And now I'm like, how am I supposed to wash a leather jacket that's
just leave it outside.
Smoke. That's probably just air it out, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing. I think you're fine, pal.
I think you are too. You probably smell great because you're so worried.
Hopefully,
about it. Yeah.
Or if you smell bad.
And it doesn't hurt. Ask friends when you're around them, like, "Hey,
That's a tough sell.
Really, I ask that all the time. I'll be like, "Hey,
I have to be really. I want to be
like
careful.
Close to that person?
Like I'm trying to think when I made that music video with Suzette.
Were you worried about it?
I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't smell that. I think I even smoked a joint while we were shooting that just so I'd be like, well, I'll still smell his weed here.
Yeah. Are you like that when people come over to your house that you're terrified they're going to think your house stinks? That's me.
I'm not only a weed smoker, but I also have a cat.
Right.
Those are
litter box. Hello.
Two oh shit smelly apartment things. My apartment smells so good.
Because you're worried about it.
Exactly.
See, and I feel like if I know someone's coming, I have to light candles. I have to Febreze. I have I have this like room spray. I'm just so paranoid that people are going to think my house stinks.
Well, you don't want anyone to come over and then leave and say, wow, I didn't think Ashley lived like that.
Yeah. So I'm just paranoid. And I get now what this guy's talking about because I relate that to my house. So interesting. Sorry, people. My nose is still congested. So
I like your shirt today.
Thank
Did you tie-dye that blue?
No, I bought it like this.
That's good.
Yeah. It was like $10.
I think we answered that one.
I think we did.
Okay. Ashley, before we get into question 2, I should probably remind everyone listening at home, we aren't professionals.
at all.
We try really hard, but we are not medical or mental health professionals. Hold us accountable only
We're just
a little bit.
two people riddled with anxiety that think they stink. We're
Yeah.
not professional.
I literally had to pause for, I don't know, a minute, 40 seconds. I had a wave of anxiety just come over me.
I
which
hate when that happens.
I don't think I've had that experience recording a podcast before, but it just
Which is
went
weird that happened.
I don't know. I think
Don't
it's
you hate that?
well, technically today is Wednesday,
Okay.
and we are taking off Thursday and Friday on the John Jane
So
Rich
you're
show,
probably-
and Monday.
A lot of stress. Got to work ahead.
A lot of stuff to do.
People don't get that. Like holiday weeks in radio
Not as fun.
suck.
They're not fun until you're home.
And you're not working.
And you
But
don't have
until
anyone
then,
calling you.
When you have to stay late
Ugh.
and work ahead and have no breaks whatsoever because you have to just go. I hate holidays. But you're right. It is worth it when you're sitting at home on a Monday with no work. It is pretty nice.
What's going on with your mic today?
I don't know, and I'm glad that we're getting all of this on record so I can go to IT and engineering and be like, what the hell? Because you sound fantastic, and my voice is already annoying, and this mic is just making it
this
worse.
So Ashley,
So I apologize.
I think you sound great. Question 2.
I've saved money to go back to school and move out of my mom's house. My brother, who helps my mom out financially, just told us he's moving. Do I stay and support my mom or gamble on getting my career started? I don't want to leave my mom hanging since she raised me.
Doesn't want to leave his mom hanging since
Okay, but
you were raised by your mom.
you're trying to start your life.
This is a tough one.
This is hard.
It's not tough until you think about your mom in that position or my mom. I think
Right.
about my parents. My parents are driving across the country right now.
Oh,
They've
geez.
25 hours to
Why?
Muscle Shoals, Alabama to look for a house. They're moving.
They are.
So I'm cat sitting
Oh,
for little Larry.
no. Are you so sad?
It's weird. It is weird that they're leaving. The part that's weirder is that they're leaving and they're like 70
Yeah.
ballpark.
'Cause
That's
this is when you're supposed to be
Yeah.
around them and enjoy time together because they're
right.
not working and they have time to just like do whatever they want.
So when I think about my parents and I think about if I were in a position where I was the only income bringer in the house and your mom was maybe sick or bedridden and you could either go to school and your mom would have to figure it out somehow, or you would stay and support, pay rent, help the house.
But he said he has a brother,
The brother was
the one
taking,
that was helping.
yes, taking care of the stuff financially
can't-
before.
They both move out like they're planning, and then both of them just split. Like someone takes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and someone takes Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Like why does it have to be one or the other? Like why can't it just all like chip in?
I wonder
I
if
wish
it's
I knew more of the story.
I wonder
'cause
if it's like if maybe the mom is on disability from work or some issue like that where
Yeah.
maybe she's not ambulatory. Look at that
Wow,
word. Bang.
big word.
I don't even think I used that
I don't know either. We'll just
ambulant.
keep
She wouldn't
going.
be ambulant, I think would be the word.
It's hard because I mean it's your mom. Of course you want to take care of her, but of course you don't want to put your future on hold so you can like get a job to help make more money to provide for her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it'd be maybe a year, 2 years if you're doing like a trade program.
Right.
And then so it'd be tough for a couple years.
For sure.
But it would be probably
In
more
the long run, that's why you have to think big picture, long run. But then again, I don't know if this is kind of you don't know how much time left. Like I don't want to get
right.
morbid here.
No, totally.
But because we don't know more about the story. But what, like, I'm sure he's like, well, what if I spend her last year in school and I'm missing out on all that time with her? I totally get why you would be stuck on.
This is where
That's
I'm gonna
hard.
sound like a jerk, but life happens. You gotta go for it. Like
And you don't know what life is bringing.
right.
Like, you don't know.
And usually it's, from my experience, it's when I take big gambles that I notice the reward and the benefit
Really?
coming through. I mean, in terms of just silly ideas like this podcast, it fell together, and now all of a sudden it took a lot of work to get it off the ground. But now that we're off the ground, it's flourishing. It's a positive thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Where it's hard to go to school. It's hard to leave somewhere. It's hard to feel like you're abandoning someone. That's, I think, the difficult part.
Yeah,
right?
I would assume. I've never really had to do that. I've had my parents move away from me and my best friend and my niece move away from me, but I've never done like the leaving.
The big move.
So I'm not really sure how I would handle that.
I know it sucks, but if you feel like you're not going to have a career and this is the opportunity to pull the trigger on something, do it.
You mean go to school?
Yes.
Move.
I feel like most parents would say,
want you to be held back.
Go. Because
that's another thing. He should talk to her about
right.
what he's feeling. Because that'll probably help him answer with what she says.
I think you could do both.
Because what if...
I truly...
Why not? Unless he's moving states, then yeah, you can't take care of your mom anymore, but that's not what it sounded like.
Or you're going to some specialty crazy school that allows you no time, or which I don't even know what that would be.
I don't know either.
Like a military college.
I mean, maybe that's what he's doing.
He's going to West Point.
Yeah. I know that's hard. Talk to your mom. She's your mom.
Have a weird heart-to-heart, a real conversation.
Really think about what you want.
Yeah.
Because it's your life.
And honestly, if you want to stay and live and take care of your parents or your mom or whoever, there's nothing
good on you.
Nothing
You're
wrong with that.
Amazing kid. That's hard. We can't really tell you what
God,
to do,
that really bummed me out.
Especially since your parents are like looking for
they're moving.
To move to.
Ugh.
Oh man. Life, man. I don't think we can answer this.
Adopt a new mom. A younger. Ashley, are you looking for any kids? You have a brand new 24-year-old man.
He's probably older than me. We can't answer that. We gave you some tips, but
I'll give you the tip.
Ayo!
Ring the bell.
That does not deserve a bell.
No, we answered the question.
Oh, okay.
And oh God, that sucks.
Gross.
I feel bad because that was a very long question that I consolidated into
I'm sure.
2 sentences. Here, I'll show you the text. Just so you can see the length.
Holy moly.
So
you had to pick out what to do that would make it a...
And someone texted in while we were talking about this. They said, "Is it gross that I don't wash my Yeti, but I only drink water out of it?" ? Okay. And I replied,
relatable.
Ha ha, totally.
That it's gross?
Yeah, it's totally gross. You got to wash it. If you put your mouth on something for that long.
Though? Because I would maybe probably go 2 weeks before I washed it. Is that gross?
She replied, "My boyfriend thinks it's gross, but it's just water, and I've always got it with me."
But it's still your mouth that's
think about how
touching
much...
it, and your hands that are touching it.
If you think your Yeti might be gross...
It's probably gross.
Smell it. Just put your nose right inside of it and take a big whiff. And if you don't like the way it smells...
I think I'm more
wash
paranoid about mine because mine has the straw. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to unwrap and pour because I feel like it hits my teeth.
That's what I do every time.
I like the straw, but I feel like the straw gets gross really fast because your lips are all on it.
Yeah, I've been drinking 6 of those a day.
Wow, your pee is clear.
No, 6 of those while I'm at work. So from 5
for only
5
hours?
to noon. Yeah, I drink 6 of those.
Wow.
And then I go home and I'm cold all day.
That's when you just
I'm just shivering.
Your day goes to shit.
Yeah. And then
you're so healthy from 5 to noon, and then after that you're just eating.
You know what? I've given up sugar. I have to say, check this out. So
I could never do that.
Shout out to Chunk Cookies in Gilbert.
Was that your last hoorah?
No, that was my first hoorah in maybe 3 weeks with sugar, and I felt like I was gonna die
after. Well,
and it's not because the cookies weren't delicious, because the cookies were fucking incredible.
Balls to the wall if you're quitting sugar and then you eat those type of cookies.
Yeah,
and
they're these. Oh my God, Chunk Cookies. They're these giant.
They look so good, and I'm jealous that I'm too far away from them.
And they're $10. They deliver them.
Like, I'm so jealous. I don't live there.
I didn't have milk this weekend, so I rode my bike to the gas station and got a gallon of whole milk.
You really need milk with cookies?
With those cookies?
What?
Oh yeah, because they're hot. They deliver them hot to your door.
You're making me so jealous that I live in the West Side.
So,
Chunk, if you're listening, open up a damn store in Glendale.
I think they're expanding.
Well, let's hope so. This is actually bad for me. Maybe I don't want them to do it because I would order it all the freaking time.
It's a problem.
Damn.
The issue was, so I had the 2 cookies. I ate 2 of them that night, and then I drank however many glasses of milk, which I haven't had dairy in probably.
So you're literally
2 or 3 months.
destroying your bowels now.
On Sunday, I thought
Did you just shit your brains out?
It was probably every 40 minutes I was having some major sugar. It was crazy because it was. Ugh. Sorry, that was gross. Yeah, it was. I'm a gross person.
Was it
actually.
worth it though?
No, totally worth it. Are you kidding? I had Costa Vida that night, and
oh my
god,
Brad, you got me addicted.
Isn't Costa Vida amazing?
All I do is sit here and think about a sweet pork quesadilla. That's all I think about.
It's the best. Did you try the sour cream with it?
It's amazing. Yes.
The sour. Oh.
And every time I go, I get the stupid queso and a stupid side of chips. And you know how expensive
do you like the queso? Yeah, $4.49.
It's like queso I've never had before. Like it's different.
It's like American. It's like cheddar cheese almost. It's just so.
It's so good, but so weird at the same time. But wow. And they're so okay. This time was the first time I actually went in.
Oh really?
I normally just do the drive-through.
It's cool.
But here's the shitty thing about drive-throughs when it's not right around the corner from your house.
Oh.
It takes me 20-25 minutes to drive home from Costa Vida. So you get there and your food's all soggy.
And
it's not as hot.
Maybe 4 minutes away from my house.
I'm actually glad that it's not 4 minutes because I would be going way more often.
Do you have the rewards?
I'm going
app?
To now.
So they have an app.
I've only been twice, but last time I went inside, and they are so nice. The
nice,
customer service
clean.
is a frickin' plus, and that makes me love them even more. You know when someone just has good customer service that makes you just want to
Costa
go?
Vida. Costa Vida. The last 2 times I've been there through the drive-through, I called you because
yes, you got a freaking discount.
They gave me the employee discount like the last 2 times. And then they gave me I think 10 or 20% off the last time.
Andrew Tam, I know you're listening. Get us a damn Costa Vida endorsement.
We could probably get it a lot quicker.
We don't even need it with him.
So here's the app. It's called Costa Vida Rewards. This is this is the spot for the app.
I'm downloading
Costa
right now.
Vida Rewards. You basically you scan your receipt every time. You can order online and pick up your order. Did they make a lot of noise when they cut your quesadilla?
I don't know.
Oh, because that's the
that's
one
weird.
The one place I go to. There's 2 right by me. I'm in between 2 Costa Vidas that are.
How do you have 2 that close? And we just got our first.
And I live in the middle of nowhere.
Why does everyone hate the West Side? Like this is bullshit.
East Side's blowing up though.
Stupid.
You and Cody will be out there sooner or later.
You know, everyone listening to this podcast on the West Side, what's up? You know, Grant just doesn't understand our love that we have. Like, I never, ever want to move to the East Side. I have no desire. I would rather sit in traffic for an hour than move to the East Side.
I think
everyone
you say
listening
that.
from the West Side knows.
I think you say that until you live on the East Side.
No, I will never move to Chandler, Gilbert Bay. Nothing against them. I'm just a West Side girl. I've lived there since I was 5 years old. Went to high school, elementary school.
See that? I guess.
Met my husband on the West Side. Got married.
Why? But why would you want to stay on the West Side?
Bought our first house.
Oh, you bought a house.
Yeah,
That's
we
why.
bought. Like we
that.
own
See,
it.
that's a big difference.
We own it. Yeah.
What if real estate value was really good and like the return on investment was good in the East Valley? Like you could buy a house and in 5 years, 10 years, flip it for XYZ.
I can't afford that.
Well, no, but
I can
you're
barely afford this one.
But you're a smart adult, Ashley.
Wow, that is a high compliment.
You know,
no one has literally ever called me that. Wow.
Wow. I am thinking. I have another cat at home. Oh, good.
You know what? My brother is visiting me right now from Texas. He just flew in.
Awesome.
And I'm freaking taking him to Costa Vida tonight for dinner.
My brother-in-law from Australia
I don't even care if he doesn't want to go. I'm taking him.
Be like, you can watch me eat Costa Vida. Okay, so here's my plan after work. I have another cat at my house.
Larry!
Little Larry dog.
I love him.
So I'm going to take him for a walk. I'm going to wear his ass out a little bit.
You're taking
on a
cat
leash.
For a walk?
Yeah. He's a good.
What?
He's a good boy. Yeah, I'll put it on my Instagram stories. It's kind of creepy, but it's funny to just see a cat walking around on a leash. So
interesting.
I'm going to drive home. I'm going to get Costa Vida. I'm going to stop by a dispensary. I'm going to buy some really good weed, and I'm just going to let this anxiety just fall off of me.
Yes,
and it's also the 2 cats in my apartment don't get along, so I have to keep them separated.
Awesome doesn't like Larry.
Awesome doesn't like other animals because she's
a princess.
And she was, I think, abused by maybe some
spoiled brat.
Yeah.
In the best way.
But now she's a princess. But before she was. Yeah, so she that's the sound.
Oh. I always wonder what Leonard would be like if we got another dog.
Was Leonard? You guys got Leonard together, but
Yeah.
lived with Cody,
Yeah.
or did you guys
so
kind of split?
We got him and we lived in our apartment, and we got him when he was like 5 months old. So forever we've had. Well, he's 7 now,
Okay.
so we've had him for 7 years.
Wow.
But apartment, and then he moved to the house with us, and then we got another house, and then now we're in the house 3 years. So he's been in 4 different places with us, but he's always been an only child. And Cody has been begging me for a dog for like 2 years. And it's normally the other way around. Like the girl is begging the guy for another animal, and the guy's like, no, we're not doing it. He's the one begging me, and I'm like, no.
Just get a cat.
No.
My parents were strict dog people, and then they got a
They
dog,
got a cat.
and then they saw
Their dog is so cool.
They saw how nice
Jake?
yeah.
Did they bring it on the road trip with them?
No, he's staying up somewhere
So someone's
north.
just watching him,
Yeah,
and they brought the cat to you.
I think he's staying on a farm.
Wow. Oh my God, he's living his best life
Yeah,
right now.
so the way I look at it, when my parents watch my cat or I watch their cat, it's kind of like a 10-day vacation.
Yeah.
Where they just get to sit. It's like your hotel room isn't as nice as your house.
Well,
But
sometimes.
at least, I mean, theoretically speaking. But if you had to stay in a hotel room for 2 weeks, it'd be fine. That's the way because I feel guilty leaving
Are you
Larry
so sad
by himself.
You're not going to be able to watch their cats, and they're not going to watch Awesome anymore?
After this last batch, I'm good with 2 cats in my apartment. Like
Well, especially it's harder because you have to separate them.
Yes.
Like, if they could live together, that'd probably be so much easier.
and if I can't sleep,
And poor cat to have to be locked up
Yeah.
all day, not be able
I mean,
to roam
and my
around.
room is pretty
still.
big, and it's closet, and he's got all of his water, food, everything he
Right.
needs.
And I guess it's a cat. I keep forgetting that it's a cat.
I don't know what that
It's totally fine.
is. It? I hope so.
I think it's fine.
I just don't want to be a bad cat dad.
I checked my dog camera.
Yeah, I saw that
Leonard's
in your
just on the
Instagram.
bed. He's just like, he's so cute.
You got the bark alert the other day.
I did get the bark alert, and it's because Cody came home when he's not supposed to be home, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Whoa!
And I'm like, "Where someone's breaking in,
And it was Cody.
giving me the."
That was
So
awesome.
stupid. Are we ever gonna get to question 3?
Let's get it.
All right.
I helped my friend move the other day. He has a very old, expensive statue that he's been storing for years. When I moved it into his basement, I broke the leg off accidentally. Do I tell him?
Oh no! This is funny because I did this as a child.
Did you really?
My mom, we're from Hawaii, and when she
Wait,
moved
the Big
here-
Island?
Yeah, I was born on the Big
Oh, really?
Island. Yeah, Big Island.
I just know what assholes say when you say I'm from Hawaii.
So we moved here, and she brought. I don't know if she brought them with her or she just found them at some store, but they're like traditional Hawaiian figurines made out of like wood
Poi.
from the Hawaiian Islands. Like the wood is from there, and they carved
that's
out
cool.
these like ancient Hawaiian people. And one of them was like on the ground holding an oar. And me and my friend, during the summertime, she would come over and we would play, those big exercise balls?
Yeah.
We would throw them back and forth at each other. And hello, as a kid, no playing ball in the house.
That's
Yeah,
why.
no. And I freaking bounced it off her head, and it hit the sculptures. They all crumbled down to the ground.
Oh no.
That's when my heart just fell out of my butt. And, you run up and you're freaking out, and I'm like, okay, this one's good. Okay, this one's good. And I look down, and the guy holding the oar, his wrists just snapped.
Oh no.
And the oar is off, and I'm like, ah! So the only thing I could, because I'm like, what, 12? I can't
Yeah.
go to the store and get super glue. Like,
Right.
the only thing I could find at the house was rubber cement.
Oh no.
So I'm over here trying to dry and glue on his wrists back to his arms, holding the oar.
And
the
rubber
cement, that's not the stickiest. It just stinks.
Yeah.
And it doesn't dry clear, by the way.
No. It,
So after I get some Q-tips and I'm trying to, wipe off the excess glue,
oh.
let me tell you, I got away with it for 3 whole months.
Oh really?
3 months. I was too afraid to tell her because these are her, prized
You know what?
possessions. And one day I think she was dusting,
She was like, "What is it?"
and she saw the crack where the wrist was. She's like, Ashley Michelle, what is this? And I'm like, and then I had to tell her that it happened 3 months ago and that I lied about it and tried to cover it up this whole time. That's what she was more mad at, that I lied. So you know what this person needs to do? Tell his friend. That was a really long story for my answer, but
You know what I wish I would have known as a kid is the value, because I broke lots of stuff.
oh, yes.
And what you're talking about, it's too bad that as a kid you couldn't have had the foresight to say, yeah, I told you about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because you'd be like, you don't remember that? Because how many?
I would hope that your kid that's 12 years old isn't thinking like that.
But I mean, as a 32-year-old, as a 33-year-old, I mean, if somebody were to say, yeah, I told you that, I'd be like, oh yeah, I guess you did.
I don't want my kid to ever think they can
that would have been
over on
that
me.
would have been the badass move to be like, yeah, we talked about that.
You know what I just did? Instantly, I just started crying. I was like, I'm sorry.
Really?
We're two totally different people.
I worked for a moving company. Transfer Jim. I don't know if he's still alive, but he chain smoked cigarettes and drank Coca-Cola Classic all day long.
Yeah, he's probably not alive.
Oh no, definitely not. Nicest gay man. He would invite me over and he would try and convince me that the gay lifestyle was my lifestyle. And I was like, hey, dude, I like hanging out, but
I'm not gay.
No, I'm not gay. I appreciate you being friendly.
But I love that you're gay and we're cool.
Yeah, and his boyfriend or husband or whatever was
Hell
great
yeah.
guy, but he was in his 50s and I was in my 20s.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was a little.
He liked you.
Yeah, so I was and I was in good shape, tan.
What's the point of this story?
Anyway, I worked for this moving company, and the guy I worked with, I remember we were moving a bunch of stuff down to a basement, new house, nice house. And it was like a religious statue. The guy had it in both arms. And we was walking down, and when he got to the bottom of the stairway, it just fell out of his hand and broke the thing in half, clean in half.
No.
And it was like a St. Peter or, one of those things you'd put in a grotto. Nice. Like, nice.
Oh, whoa.
And I remember I was like, what is this guy going to do? He put it away, and he was like, by the time they find it, I won't be at this job. and then just.
Oh my God. No, this person needs to tell his friend.
Tell your friend.
If you're close enough that you're taking time out of your
and
busy
you're helping
schedule
him
to help move, that means you're close enough to be honest with him and tell him that and it was an accident. You have nothing to worry about if it was an accident.
And if it's so much your responsibility, why didn't they pack it properly or why didn't they put it away somewhere?
And if I have something that valuable that I don't want other people to touch, I'm going to say, you know what, leave that. I'm going to take care of that. Exactly. So you know what? Tell him you have nothing to be worried about. It was an accident. That was an easy one.
910-557-2871. Ashley's got it this week. Ashley Footer on all the social medias. I am at Pomo and Kitsch. Give us a follow, rate,
please
subscribe.
I love getting your guys' messages.
It is nice to get messages from people.
It's like reassuring, like, oh wow, people are actually listening. Wow, that's great.
A lot of people are listening.
Well, it's like
how
you
weird
see
is
it on
that?
the back end. I don't. So
yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
Wow, everyone's so sweet.
Everybody's really
love
nice.
Our followers.
I've only had a few shit talkers.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
But that's kind of perfect for our podcast, though, that we get.
Well,
shit
and also
like,
it's
that's
funny
kind of great
because one of the shit talkers called the number, and I just happened to be.
Wait, they called instead of texted?
Yeah.
So this person said, you know what? I feel like talking shit. I want to talk
They called
to someone.
to give me notes.
That's crazy.
And I was in the perfect mood to handle it.
Oh, lovely.
So I did. 910-557-2871. Ashley Footer, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm starving.
Go eat. Go.
Story of our lives when we record this. I'm like, I need food.
It is 5-1. Go eat your lunch. Be happy.
Thank you. And you guys are listening to this Friday. Beautiful.
I'm so fucked this week.
It's a 3-day weekend.
For you, I have a 4-day weekend.
I'm so jealous.
I'm off from now until next Tuesday.
I'm so jealous. It's my brother's 20th birthday, so we're gonna go.
20th.
Yeah. So we're gonna maybe bowling.
Yeah, it's kind of a shitty birthday.
Laser tag.
Can't really do
mini
anything.
golf. Something fun.
Bring him by my place. Drop him off.
I don't think I want to do that.
I'll show him how to.
You're gonna slip him some gummy bears.
Live the lifestyle.
Hey Jake, how about some gummy bears?
I would just tell him straight up. I'd be like, I'm gonna dose you, brother.
No.
Oh yeah.
He has worse anxiety than me. He would know. Right
And plus,
away.
your mom would disown you
Murder
and me.
you.
So
yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
thank you, Ashley.
Bye.